Hi, welcome to the garage. I just wanted to show you guys how to use a torque wrench real quick because I know there are a lot of people out there who don't know. This torque wrench is a Mastercraft Maximum brand torque wrench which comes from Canadian Tire. You guys might not have Canadian Tire in your country, but it's not an expensive brand. We buy it here in Canada all the time. But every torque wrench works pretty much the same way. You've got a scale. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to read this, but we have a scale here. This torque wrench has a really broad range. It goes right from about 20 foot-pounds all the way up to 250. And you'll see this 0 here. Obviously that means that we're 0 above the 20. So the 20 has a little tiny arrow sort of thing near it that points down right towards where the top of this collar is. Now, if I rotate this around, this one has a slip collar. You can see I have to pull it down like this. If I pull that collar down and I rotate this, you'll see it'll climb up. It'll start kind of climbing up this ladder of arrows here. And as you go around and you get back to 0 again, each time you rotate all the way around to 0, that represents an increase of 10. So if I have a look at this right now, I've gone all the way up to 40. I don't know if you can see this, but the 40 is right there. There's a little arrow pointing down, and it points to this 0, which is lined up with the center of the scale. The scale has a vertical center line. So if I wanted to go from 40 to 50, I would just rotate this one more full rotation around. And now we should be at 50. And we are at 50. So that's how you set the scale for how much torque you want to use. I'll show you now what happens when you start applying torque to something. So I've got the camera here pointed down toward my garage jack, and I'm just going to show you what happens. This is a ratcheting torque wrench, so I want to make sure it's going the right way first. They say you should never loosen anything with a torque wrench. It can damage the spring mechanism inside that keeps the torque accurate. I've never had an issue with it, but it's good advice just to be safe. So let's say I was tightening up this fastener right here. This is a big 24 mil. And remember, I have my wrench set to 50 foot-pounds. When I start tightening, what's going to happen is you're going to see like a sort of a cracking action. The torque wrench is going to move the handle, but the head won't move. And that means you've reached your torque. So when I start pushing down on this, hear that click? It might be hard to tell, but the head of the torque wrench isn't moving, but the handle is, and it clicks. It makes that click sound. That means you've reached the torque that you're trying to get to. And it's as simple as that. That's how you use a torque wrench.